Imagine if you hopped in a car and your driver says to you, your deceased grandmother is riding in the back seat with you. Well, that's what happens when world-famous psychic medium Thomas John picks up his rideshare passengers and reveals to them that he can communicate with loved ones who've passed. So you can watch it all unfold in the new show premiering tonight on Lifetime. It's called Seatbelt Psychic. He joins us now. Great to talk with you, Thomas.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.
You bet. So in previewing the show, I love how the way that you deliver it to the people in the back seat, you're like, hey, by the way, did you know that grandma's back there with you? And I mean, they're just flabbergasted. But your delivery is so forthright. I love it. Your style's great.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun on the show, and it's a pretty moving experience for both myself and the passengers. It's really an honor to be a part of it, and it's fun. I mean, it's actually has been a tremendously fun, exciting project to be a part of, and it's cool. And we just we tell it like it is.
Oh my gosh, and it is moving, like you said, very emotional. I was teared up when I was watching it, and I heard you explain that it's really feelings that you get. And I know it's probably difficult to explain to those of us who don't have this, but how do these voices or these people come to you?
I am clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant. So I see things, I feel things, I hear things. I get a sense of knowingness that comes through me, and I just trust that process. And so when I'm sitting with somebody, I'm able to communicate things, whether they be psychic messages, whether they be intuitive messages, whether they be mediumship messages. All those types of things come through.
Interesting. And so when did you first have this happen to you? When did you start to realize that this was something you had that other people did not have?
I would say when I was when I was 4 years old, my deceased grandfather started to visit me, and he would give me messages and talk to me. And then when I was about 7 and 8 years old, I was in school, and I started to realize, wow, everybody doesn't have the same abilities that I have. It's different. So that was probably another sign to me that I realized, okay, I am a little bit different. And then it wasn't really until I was more in college that I really started to connect with this a little bit more and realize that there's people in the world and they're called mediums, and there's people in the world and they're called psychics. And I never knew that, and I wasn't raised like that. So it's been a journey for sure.
When you talk to your passengers in Seatbelt Psychic, I love how you give them the messages that there are people out there who have passed who really are working on your team and helping you in ways that you can't imagine, and you see this feeling that they get. I mean, is that a general message that you give to people when you talk with them?
I mean, certainly if something like that does come through, I mean, one of the things that, and I think you'll know this when you see the show, we have, is that I don't filter. I don't, it's not about me saying something to kind of make somebody feel good. I mean, these are real messages, and part of my job as a psychic and a medium, part of the agreement that I have with the spirit world is that I have to honor the message that comes through. So I don't sugarcoat things, I don't change things. But yeah, I mean, certainly our loved ones, I mean, I always tell people, love like life, it never dies. And that bond that we have, it does stay with people. And even when somebody becomes, is deceased, they still will stay with people. We all have angels and guides. And so those people do want to watch over us.
Is it stronger when someone is in person with you and they get into the car with you? Does it have to do with how close they are in proximity to you? How does that work?
I mean, with the show, obviously, I mean, people are getting in the car and stuff. I mean, it just depends. A lot of my clients that I work with in my practice, I'll actually work with them over the phone, and they'll consult with me that way and stuff. And, since it's more of an energy thing, it really has to do with energy and being able to read somebody's energy and feel their energy. So it just depends. But yeah, certainly when people get in the car, I mean, and probably it's an intimate space, and it's a closed-in space, obviously. So it does feel a little bit more intimate, a little bit more connected there, I would say. Yeah.
Can you feel anything via satellite?
Oh, for you? Yeah, well, like I said, most of my clients meet with me by phone, and most of my sessions are 30 to 60 minutes. So, I mean, you know, there's so much that comes through in a session. I mean, just off what I got for you is when I heard your voice, I could feel that you have a very positive energy, and I did feel that there's. It was interesting, but I felt like there's a lot of family energy around you. I feel like you're going to be very focused on your family in the next few months in a positive way, but I feel like spending lots of time with your family, I'm just getting that your family is going to be a big thing for you. And I also felt something about a new opportunity with like a real estate thing. So I don't know if it means that you're moving or maybe a second home or something, but I felt like a real estate type of thing around you. But I mean, I just feel with your energy, you have a very positive, bright aura, and I feel that when you walk into the room, you know, people do feel that and sense that about you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I tried, Thomas. And so this is such a cool show, and I love, too, that you do follow up with the individuals who are passengers in your car, and you get to see where they are X amount of months ahead. So it's such a great show. I encourage everyone to check out Seatbelt Psychic tonight on Lifetime at 10 p.m. Thanks for talking with me, Thomas.
Thanks for having me.